Hello, hello, hello. You are listening to the Mid-State League Weekly, covering Harvest Preparatory School athletics, keeping you posted, updated on all things Harvest Prep. And we'll be taking you around the league, but there's no other games in the league, so we're just going to stick with Harvest Prep at the time. The other team in the league was Bishop Rosecrans, and they got bounced to Danville, I believe, in the first round, so not too much to talk about there. Yes, this is Mid-State League Weekly. My name is Willie Stimmich. Hey, hit us up on Twitter at MSL Weekly, on Instagram, on the IG at Willie Stimmich Photography, Facebook.com/MSL Weekly, or you can drop me an email at infoforwillie@gmail.com. That's infoforwillie@gmail.com. Hey, it's about 9:38, and got to get used to this time. It's getting dark early now, so, I got to do what I got to do. I don't know about you guys. Hey, guys, thanks for tuning in anyway, by the way. Thanks for tuning in. Columbus Dispatch reads it like this. Harvest Prep ousted in Division 7. And let me just break that down. They lost. So here's my opening rant. I wanted to know what happened. What happened Friday night? Was they not focused? They take their opponents too lightly? I mean, what happened? I'm still shocked that the Warriors are not playing Friday night. They've been bounced early. Don't know what happened. I didn't see that coming. I just didn't. We beat ourselves. Miscues. Hannibal River didn't beat Harvest Prep. I think Harvest Prep beat themselves. You come out, I said this, and I'm going to say it again. You have to set the tone early. You have to come out and set the tone early. And I don't think Prep did that. Because Hannibal River scored first. And then Prep came back and scored. But, then again, when you get down 33-14 at halftime, you have to, it takes, I say this and I'm going to say it again, it takes a lot of effort and energy to fight back. If you don't believe me, look at Ohio State and Penn State. Penn State had a big lead through the whole game. And then again, miscues cost them that whole game within 3 quarters. I guess JT brought them back. But look how much effort it took to come back from that big deficit. Same thing with Harvest Prep. Look how much effort. They made a good, valiant effort at the end, but it was just a little too late. Time was running out, and you have to build a cushion early. And didn't know. I didn't see it coming. Don't know what happened. I still think Hannibal River is a better team than Harvest Prep, but the game was played on the field. Hannibal River won. Harvest Prep lost. So and there's no fifth quarter. So, it's over. So that's all I can say about that. I don't like to settle, I don't want to settle with being a 3-peat MSL champion. I want state tournaments. I want state championships. The 3-peat is good. The 4-peat is good. All that's good. But are you going to settle with that? Is there more? We was one game from the state last year, but last year, and I guess this year's this year, so it's over. You gotta dominate, man. You gotta have the mindset to come out and dominate that front line. You have to dominate the line of scrimmage. And some of these, I said this in the pre-show Friday morning, that you got to watch for these trickery plays. Don't get caught off guard. And, it is what it is. So I'm going to try to get through this because I'm still kind of pissed because the Harvest Prep's not playing. But, it is what it is. I think they had a good season. They got good players, got a good coach. I mean, somebody got to win, somebody got to lose. So it's good to taste victory, and then I know it don't taste good when you lose. So, but it is what it is. It's happened. So Harvest Prep is ousted in Division 7. Harvest Prep probably still got a sour taste in their mouth after the recent playoff game against Hannibal River. That game didn't go their way. So Harvest Prep was within striking distance, but they couldn't close the gap as they fell to Hannibal River 39-34. Harvest Prep defense took a beating in the first half, giving up 33 points. And out of all the games, that's probably one of the games besides Mifflin that they gave up those kind of points. Even after 20 points in the second half, the team couldn't make up the lost ground. So Harvest Prep ends their season at 9-2. I think that was a great accomplishment, 9-2. But like I said, I don't want to settle with 9-2. I want it all. I want it all. And Dan Bangura, he scored 3 second-half touchdowns, but Harvest Prep second-half rally fell short in Division 7. Opening round upset playoff loss to Hannibal River 39-34 on Friday night. Bangura finished the game with 209 yards rushing on 38 carries. Usually when Dan has 38 carries, he has almost 400-some yards. But they must have been doing homework on this guy because either that or the offensive line wasn't blocking something. Like I said before in the opening, what happened? Don't know what happened, but I like to know what happened. Dan finished with 209 yards on 38 carries. He had a pair of TDs in the third quarter, and he caught a 14-yard pass in the fourth quarter for the third-seeded Warriors, who trailed 33-14 at half. But the quarterback, Lucas Isley, man, this guy was lights out, man. He was like a dual-threat quarterback. I mean, he actually carried that team. He balled out. That's just all I can say. He led the sixth-seeded Hannibal River, which is now 7-4. They was only 6-4, with 6 total touchdowns, 166 yards, 4 touchdowns on the ground, and 239 yards passing, and 2 touchdowns. He hit Drew Dice with a 57-yard touchdown and a 39-28 lead late in the third quarter. I mean, this guy was money. I mean, he had a trick for every play that caught the Prep secondary off guard. And, it is what it is. Savon Mitchell, he led Harvest Prep with 105 yards receiving. Let me just take you through this play-by-play scoring. First play, Lucas Isley started the party Friday night with a 1-yard run, which made it 6-0 in the first quarter. And then Moses Davis came back with a 3-yard run in the first quarter. That made it 6-6. And Drew Wagnow with a 67-yard pass from Lucas Isley. And the kick was good, which made it 13-6. And then Lucas Isley came back with a 5-yard run, and the kick was good in the first quarter. They made it 26. And you see the cushion that they're having with Harvest Prep. It's 26 now. And then Dan came back with an 8-yard run. Savon Mitchell with a 2-point conversion made it 20-13, Hannibal River. And then Lucas Isley came back with a 2-yard run, and the kick was good in the second period. That made it 27-13. Then Lucas Isley before half with a 2-yard run in the second and made it 33-13 going into halftime. 33-14, I'm sorry. And, like I said before, it's hard to play from behind. Don't know what was said at halftime, but they came out with a little more energy. But like I said, we had the momentum at one time, but one of the penalties, I think that was a penalty for something. I don't know what it was, but it kind of killed us, man. It reminded me of Ohio State. The penalties in the first quarter of that Penn State game, it killed Ohio State. And they had to hurry up and rally and came back. They came back and won the game, but it takes a lot of effort. You got to be on point. And but then moving into the second half, Dan came out with a 5-yard run in the third, which made it 33-20. And then Dan came back with a 6-yard run. Then Isaiah caught a pass from Moses Davis with a 2-point conversion. That made it 33-28. And here's what the shift. The momentum shift is right there. That was the momentum shift right there. But Hannibal River, they hit Harvest Prep with the dagger, with the killer. This is a play that put the stamp on Harvest Prep season. Drew Dice caught a 57-yard pass from Lucas Isley, which made it 39-28. And that was the killer right there. And then, but Dan came back with a 14-yard pass from Moses Davis. The kick was no good. They made it 39-34. And I think that's where it ended at, 39-34. And that was that. So congratulations to the Harvest Prep Warriors. Hope for all those that are not graduating, hope you're off season. You study, you get in the weight room, you go to camps, and you just get better. You get better before the next season. And for all those that's graduating, hope you have good college careers. Hope you continue your high school career, not high school, I mean your football career. And I wish you all the best. Some of the stats from the game, total yards for the game, Hannibal River, 452 yards on the Harvest Prep defense. Now, I just said the other day that this defense didn't allow only 14 points, average of 14 points, but this River team racked up 452 yards total on Harvest Prep defense. Harvest Prep only had 373 yards on the Rivers defense. In the passing game, River had 239 yards passing, and Harvest Prep 130 yards total yards passing. For the River Pilots, in the passing game, Lucas Isley was 12 attempts, 7 completions, 239 yards. Am I looking at that right? 239. This guy was money. I mean, they had no answer for him. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and the rushing game, Lucas Isley with 36 attempts, 166 yards. You tell me this guy wasn't dual threat. Let me read that again. In the passing game, he threw it 12 times for 7 completions for 239 yards and 2 touchdowns. In the rushing category, he carried the rock 36 times for 166 yards and 4 touchdowns. But this guy was money. In the receiving side, Luke Diaz, 4 receptions. He had a total of 141 yards and 1 touchdown. He was catching those flea flicker type plays that busted the Harvest Prep secondary to pieces. And that's how he got a big chunk of his yards. For Harvest Prep, Moses Davis, 16th attempt, 10 completions, 127 yards, which is pretty good. 1 touchdown, and he had 1 pick on the night. Dan with 38 attempts, 209 yards, 3 touchdowns. Savon Mitchell, 7 receptions, 105 yards. He didn't even score no touchdowns on the night. So those are your offensive stats there for Harvest Prep. Here's your defensive stats. Zion had a total of 8 tackles, 2 on the solo. He had 1 forced. Let me see here. Moses Davis had he had a solo tackle. Who led the team in tackles here? Let's see. Isaiah Muller had a total of 10 tackles. 7 of them were solo tackles. Daquan Owens Johnson had a total of 7 defensive tackles. 1 was solo and 6 was on assists. Nick Tyree had a block punt, which actually turned that thing around. Isaiah had a fumble recovery. And he got another host of Warriors. Zion Bagger with a total of 8 tackles. 2 was solo. And everybody else is in the solo mark in this particular game. So kudos to the defense. Total on the year, I think my total, it's a total stats on the year on the defensive side. Zion Bangura is leading the pack with 64 total tackles on the year. 27 of those were solo, and he assisted on 37 of them. Kalen Jackson, 36 total tackles, and 13 of them were solo. Savon had 38 total tackles. 28 of them were solo, and he also had 5 interceptions on the year. Rasan had 2 interceptions on the year. Javon Egger had 1 interception on the year. Isaiah Mullen with 56 total tackles on the year. 31 of them was solo. 25 he assisted on. He had 5 tackles for losses. Daquan had a couple of safeties. Yep, and this let me see who else is in this category here. Let me look here right quick. Jeffrey Ray had a total of 43 tackles in this 2017 campaign. With 18 of them was solo. He assisted on 25 of them. He had a safety. I was there at that game when he had that safety. Nick Tyree Martin, a total of 15 tackles. 4 was solo, 11 assists, and he had 5 tackles for losses. And those are your actual stats here. So when we come back, we're going to just give you some basic information, some closing information, announcements. It's going to be pretty short tonight, not too much to talk about. But with that being said, this is the Mid-State League Weekly Podcast. My name is Willie Stimmich.
Every parent wants their child to study hard and succeed. At HPS, we believe athletics play a vital role in your child's development. Sports at Harvest Preparatory School train students in key qualities such as leadership, commitment, and Christian character. Athletes at HPS consistently have the opportunity to compete at the championship level because our driving force is playing to win.
Here at Harvest Preparatory School, we conduct our athletics at the highest level.
Not only do our students at Harvest Preparatory excel academically, but they have the opportunity to excel athletically as well. Currently, 4 out of 5 students at Harvest Prep in grades 7 through 12 participate in interscholastic athletics. Here at HPS, we are proud members of the Mid-State League and the Ohio High School Athletic Association. If your son or daughter are interested in participating in athletics here at Harvest Preparatory, they will be coached by a world-class coaching staff.
Harvest Prep has incredible athletic facilities and great sports teams.
Our facilities, really second to none. Whether it's volleyball or it's baseball, whether it's basketball or football, your child will be afforded the highest quality athletic programs available.
No matter what it is, our kids get to compete with the best in Central Ohio, and the coaches are fantastic in instilling Christian character while in competition.
We're sure you'll agree Harvest Preparatory School is the right option for your child. A Christ-centered curriculum, a safe, nurturing environment, an academic program that is first class, and opportunities for your student to participate in athletics.
Okay, guys, we're back. This is the Mid-State League Weekly. My name is Willie Stimmich, and let's just get down to business right here. These are your announcements. Let me just announce this right quick here. Your first team, all MSL, all Mid-State League for Harvest Prep. You got seniors Dan Bangura, Zion Bangura, Isaiah Mullen, Savon Mitchell, and Nick Tyree Martin on your first team, all MSL. Your second team, Mid-State League, senior Mikal Goins, junior Jeffrey Ray, Richard Turnbow, Moses Davis, and sophomore Kalen Jackson and Eli Rogers. So those are your all MSL team right there, first team and second team. Okay, Harvest Prep basketball is about to kick off here pretty soon. You know, I'm excited about that. So let me give you some updates on what went on back here. Harvest Prep C.J. Anthony, he visited Wright State University. Don't know what the outcome was that, but he might be having an offer there pretty soon. He's just a sophomore, so he's got a lot more basketball to play. Sol Hines, shooting guard, he visited Central State He's 6'4", and hope he get an offer from that particular school or any school that want to look at him. And so these guys are getting offers, right? And then you got C.J. Pena, which is a small forward. Hey, he's committed to Taylor University. So kudos to you three guys, doing a good job. Hope to look to see you guys shoot that rock this coming. Matter of fact, in the next three weeks, you guys will be hooping. I know the first game is at Wellington. Will be here. That would be a big time game there against the Wellington school. Some of your other Harvest Prep announcements. December 2nd, the girls varsity basketball will be playing Wellington, but that will be at Wellington. And then December 8th, girls varsity basketball will be taking on Fairfield Christian Academy. That will be at the Cave at Harvest Prep. And then December the 9th, boys basketball will be taking on Wellington. That's the kickoff game. Wellington School will be at Harvest Prep. That's on a Saturday, I believe. December the 12th, the girls will be taking on Burn Union at Burn Union. And December the 14th, girls varsity basketball will be taking on Grandview Heights, which will be at Grandview Heights. So those 10 members of the Warrior Bat football team was recognized by the Mid-State League for their accomplishments on their season. So here's Worthington Christian has a few announcements here for their football team. First team, Galen Cox, a senior, Will McCray, senior, Joe Seifert, a senior, and Michael Hartley is a junior, made all first team for Worthington Christian. Second team, Brandon Anderson, freshman, Michael King Jr. and Luke Sharp, a junior, made second team. And honorable mention was Braden Mullins, senior, Ajayi Smith, senior, and Danny Myers, a senior. Danny Myers was the quarterback. I remember he came over to Harvest Prep. Congratulations, you guys. Great work. Worthington Christian, we have another announcement here. Worthington Christian will be taking on Mansfield Christian in the regional semifinals. I think they already played that at Mount Vernon, and the winner will be facing Bluffton or Toledo Ottawa Hills in the regional finals Saturday, November the 4th. I guess that already happened, so I wonder who won that game. The regional championship game will be played Rootstown, Independence, Hangoverton, and United or Kendron Central Christian in the state semifinals Wednesday, November 8th, which is coming up, at a site to be determined. The state finals is at November the 11th at Marfray Stadium, right here in Columbus, Ohio, with the Columbus Crew play. So there you go. Those are your announcements. Once again, I want to thank Harvest Preparatory School football team for a great season. Nothing to hang your heads over, but a lot to learn. You learn a lot, in life. That's what happens. You got good days, you got bad days. I mean, it's just life, man. You got to deal with adversity. So, but you guys had a good season. So, kudos to you. My hat goes out to you. Glad to be a part of it. Glad to be able to come out to every game. Not every game, but I was at every game and checking you guys out. I think you're gonna have a good. You're gonna be right back knocking on the door next year. I see good potential in the Harvest Prep Warriors. And so with that being said, guys, it's a wrap. Thank everybody for this football season. Thank everybody for tuning in. Thank the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Prep Sports Writers Association for allowing me to be a member of a great organization, which I love. So kudos to you guys. Thank Coach Milan Smith for leading the Warriors to the playoff run. Just want to thank you guys. So you can hit me up if you want to listen to this podcast. You can go to YouTube, just type in my name, Willie Stimmage. You can go to SoundCloud, just type in my name, Willie Stimmage. You can go to Twitter, just type in my name, Willie Stimmage, or MSL Weekly. You can go to Facebook, just type in my name, Willie Stimmage, or MSL Weekly. So with that being said, guys, I am officially about to get out of here and hopefully see you guys on the next podcast. So Have a great week, guys. I'm out.